start by telling us a little bit about Cobra Radios and then the marine side of things, as Cobra Radio does a lot more than just marine products, right?
Yeah, thanks, Danny. So for those of you who probably have heard of Cobra, we're over 50 years old. We're an American company. We were founded by a gentleman who literally invented the CB radio. And that went on to be what we like to laugh about as the first electronic social media device ever created. Just happened to be specific for truckers. So our roots are in communication. We're one of the leading shareholders of both the CB business, the two-way radio business, the handheld walkie-talkies that you may purchase. And believe it or not, worldwide, we own about a third of the total marine sales across all countries. And that's the neat thing about marine VHF radio is it's a universal standard worldwide. So as you go off into the ocean, you're heading up borders from the US to Canada. While there may be some different band sets, the standards at which you measure performance and so forth and compliance are universal to all countries. With that, because of our experience in working with radios, we understand that business very well. We understand what it takes to make a very ruggedized radio for multi-purpose use or single-purpose use. And with over 15 years in the marine business, the one thing that we do very, very well is we listen to what our customers tell us. We have a very close relationship with our owners. And since we're a US-based company and we serve North America primarily, we understand what they're asking for, what their needs are, what the trends are. And we start by making our radios very North American specific with the ability to convert over to wherever world application they're built. The other thing is we recognize that they are a safety device. First and foremost, they're not a toy. They're not for chatting. They're made to be able to save your life. And so we take that very serious, and we look at this as it's not a toy, it's a tool, it's a life-saving device, and it needs to be made with those exacting standards.
Wow, thank you. That was a great overview. Gives us a good idea of what Cobra Radio is all about. So with that, could you tell us what makes your radios and equipment different than the other VHF companies out there? Because there are a few in the space, right?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have a typical competitor that we have been after back and forth for a number of years, and then we have some of the most respected names in the marine instrument business that also make radios as a sideline. This is one of our primary focus businesses in the marine category, but we're also, as a company, we're involved in power, marine power, commercial truck power. We also are a leader in dash cameras, radar detection devices, and so forth. But what really sets us apart here is our ability to recognize value. Because we're a volume leader in North America, we have one of the best-selling radios in the United States under the MRH H350. We're able to bring technology and innovation directly to the end user through our mass network of retailers, especially retailers that are in your area, Danny. And those are recognizing the fact that while it's a life-saving device, everybody needs to be able to afford it. So we make sure that it's not only aspirational in its innovation, but it's very attainable in terms of its value. So we cross-mix that particular discipline when we're manufacturing our products. And since we do at such high volumes, we're able to bring our pricing down so that we're providing innovation and technology that's normally at 40 to 50% higher price points, at price points that end users, consumers can readily afford.
Okay, so really high quality product you guys, strive to make and produce at a really affordable price.
And I think the other point that we're really proud about is that we have a number of major firsts and patents in this particular category. One of those is that, we were the first to use a digital voice recorder in our VHF radios, and we call that Rewind, Say Again. And basically, every time you're using a marine radio, you typically grab it right as the user ends up finishing his conversation or his distress call or piece of information he's displaying. Because our products have that digital voice recorder capability, you can simply play back that last message, play it again if you've got adverse weather conditions and so forth, or unable to hear it. So you're never missing a key piece of information. And that was a first that Cobra innovated in both its fixed mounts and handheld radios.
That's a really cool feature, because I can't tell you how many times, I did a lot of sailboat coaching when I was younger. I have to radio back because, you got to go pick up the radio off the dash and you didn't quite hear it. So that's a really cool feature.
The other is we recognize that everybody is using a smartphone. And, our recent consumer survey that we did with boaters says generally there's no less than 3 people on a particular boat at any given time, and they have their smartphone out. Well, smartphone and saltwater, or smartphone and freshwater for that matter, aren't a real good mix. But with our products, we have a patent on that we include in 2 of our particular radios that are handheld. And what that allows you to do is you can basically put your smartphone away, and within the Bluetooth distance within the boat, you're able to both make and receive phone calls directly through your radio. And that radio, as you know, is environmentally protected so that it not only is submersible, but it floats. So you have the best of all worlds in combining that technology into our products.
Wow, that's cool. So I don't even need to have my phone out when I'm on the boat. I can take the phone call right through the radio. That's
right. And because we make so many two-way radios for the market, we're a hunter special. We got a lot of feedback. Hey, I'm a duck hunter during the winter, but I'm a boater, during the summer. Could you make a radio that does both for me? So we created the MRH 450, which is a dual band radio. And this particular radio is both a GMRS radio, so it can be on land use, but it also is a VHF radio. We make it in camo for the hardcore hunters out there that want to take a radio out into the outback with them and keep in touch with their other hunters. And then it has some of the best features of our best-selling MRH 350 handheld in this one unit.
Gotcha. So that was going to be my next question. Is that one must be pretty popular, but is that your most popular handheld, or was it the 350 you mentioned?
Yeah, it's the MRH 350, which is available in both black and white. And what I have here is its Bluetooth-enabled cousin, the MRH 500. And this particular radio, the reason it became so popular is for roughly just over $100, you're able to get a radio that's submersible. It's also floats. It has the orange band that makes it easily visible. It has tri-watch technology, so it's able to keep tabs on both the 16-band, 9-band emergency band, as well as bounce back and forth between that and your weather alerts. And it has a nifty burp function that we laugh about, but it's able to bounce out the water out of the speaker. So if it does get wet, you're able to really quickly clear the speaker cavity and get the best of sounds. It's also selectable up to 6 watts, so it's one of the most powerful handheld radios, especially within that price class. So when you look at it, there's no other radio that provides that level of depth and features, and technology, reliability, and just usability. And we wrap all of our products from our $79 product up with a 3-year replaceable warranty.
Oh, so yeah, that sounds like a really nice, all-in-one package radio, kind of middle of the road. I do want to say that anyone out there that's watching, feel free to comment in on the stream and ask us any questions you like. And we're here and happy to answer any questions for probably the next 5-10 minutes.
And we do want to talk about our new MRH 600 GPS Bluetooth radio. This is one of our full-featured radios. It's just over $200 retail. It's available in both marine white or black. Like its cousins, it has the orange band for easy visibility. It floats. It's IPX7 submersible rating, GPS with navigable waypoints. There's DSC, so you've got the distress call button, function Mayday button built in, has all of the inherent features of our full line, and we also include our patented Bluetooth microblue technology for integrating with any of the smartphones out there for both being able to make and receive phone calls. You can get this at any of our retailers, marina retailers, for $209. And for the money, especially around where you are located, Danny, it's probably one of the most cost-effective safety devices that you could have with you at any given time.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I knew that lots of fixed mounts have GPS in it, but having a handheld is great. Can you tell us what exactly that GPS technology does when you're able to put it in a handheld or fixed mount application?
Yeah, so that's a great question. One of the safety advantages for that is the Coast Guard, when you send out a distress call, they don't necessarily know where you are. They know that you're within the general area and you made a call. However, when you've got a GPS radio and you send a distress call, you send them your lat, your lawn, you have all the information so they can precisely locate you on their plotter, and you're able to track all the way through. Activate that with your distress call, and they literally have a beacon to your location. In addition to that, it does have the man overboard feature where you can mark this. You know that if it's you or if it was somebody else, that you're letting that person, that Coast Guard or that individual that is coming to your rescue, that there is indeed somebody overboard and you fix that location. This also has a strobe built into it, a flashlight. When this does go over and make contact with the water, it will begin strobing, so it's visible at night, and that provides another, just another safety benefit for being able to save a life.
Oh, that's great. Great answer. It's a true safety device right there. We do have a question in the comments from Providence Marine Systems. What's your best fixed mount unit, and can you share with us some of the features on it?
Yes, just like our handheld 600, the MRF 77 GPS is just as it sounds. It's fully equipped with GPS. It has all the control elements for changing channels, volume, bands, and so forth built right into the microphone. You know, when you're busy operating your ship, you don't necessarily want to have to reach over to the console to try to find something, so it's all there within your hand. It provides all of the inherent features that our 600 has, with the exclusion of the Bluetooth products. Now with that, it's a 25-watt unit, and the range on that, we like to look at a fixed mount as if you have a 25-foot boat or greater, and you are going to be out, you know, where you're not able to see the coastline, you're going to go beyond the horizon, you really should be operating with a fixed mount radio, because with that and an antenna and a 25-watt output mounted on, it can give you quite a lot of distance so that you can reach other boaters, which is important while you're out there, or reach the shoreline or Coast Guard stations. And it's also submersible. We make all of our fixed mount radios so that they're rated in such a way that they're not only waterproof, but if they do go overboard, if they do submerge that section of the boat, they will be operable as soon as they're able to get dry land.
That's great. I definitely, I think that did a pretty good job of answering all the questions on that one. That was great. So lots to talk about radios. We're going to wrap this thing up soon, but I would like to know, what other products do we need to know about that the Cobra produces?
Well, one thing that we like to tell everybody is I wouldn't leave the dock with an emergency jump starter or a spare set of power. So we create a marine grade emergency jump starter, and this particular product is the XL H2O. It's a 15,000 milliamp hour. When you remove this waterproof seal, you've got two USB outputs for fast charging any one of your devices, your smartphones, you name it. Plus it has a regulated jump start function, so that it will never ignite. That way, if you are going back under your cover and you've got your battery and you've been trying to start your boat for a while and you've got all the gas vapors, you don't have to worry about any ignition with this, because these things are electronically protected internally. And when you make the connection, they'll go through a pre-charge routine. They'll let you know when it's time to start. You hit the ignition button on the jump starter itself right here, and then you go and simply turn it over and it's ready to immediately start. This for $149.95 is probably one of the best sort of emergency products that you can have along with your radio.
Yeah, I've definitely been in a situation where I've needed one of those. And anyone out there that's watching that says they haven't is definitely a lie, right?
That's right. You're always like, oh boy, I wish I had that with me. Why did I leave it in the glove box?
Yeah. That's great. Well, I think that's all we have today. Thanks everyone for watching. I don't see anybody else with any questions, but thanks, Mark, for joining us today. It was great to hear all your knowledge on Cobra Radio.
Terrific. And if anybody has any questions out there, our website is all set up for information. You can download our owner's manuals, which are written by Americans for Americans, so they're very well written. You can download our spec sheets, look at our